Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So what I do on my channel is I break down the occult sciences to a very practical level so that you can use them and apply them in your day-to-day life. So what we're going to be talking about in today's video is something that is recently, something that has recently been discovered, and it is the monolith. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what exactly this monolith is, and I'm going to share the things that I know about it, and I'm also going to share the things that I don't know about it. But I'm going to share some things that I think, I'm going to share some ideas that I think could be possible in regards to where the monolith came from. But I definitely know what the monolith is. I know what its purpose is. I know what it's here to do. So if you want to know a little bit more about the monolith, then definitely stay tuned for the rest of this video. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is definitely make sure you go and you check out my Patreon. On my Patreon, I have exclusive content. Some of that content is going to be geared towards actual practices that I break down on camera, and I teach you how to do them yourself. For example, how to do an invocation. Then the other bit of the videos are going to be geared towards educational entertainment, which is a video like this. You're getting entertainment, but it's also offering a lot of value at the same time. Okay, so where you're going to be able to find the Patreon is if you go to the description, you're going to click the drop down. It's going to be the very first link at the top. You're going to see something that says My Patreon right next to that link. Click that link, and in order to gain access to the exclusive videos, you have to at least be a tier 2 member or up. In order to be a tier 2 member, it costs $9.95 a month, and that is a reoccurring payment. So if you do the math, that literally will come out to less than $1 a day. So there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to afford it with the value that I have on there. Okay, as you go up in tiers, the benefits increase as well. And with that being said, I would love to give a special shout out to the top tier members of the Patreon already. Their names are going to be mentioned right below the Patreon link. Okay, other than that, let's go right into this video. All right, so here's the thing. So the monolith, this video is not going to be long. I mean, there's not too much to really say about it. All I really know is what the monolith is. I'm not 100% sure of where it came from or how long they've been in use. What, you know, in regards to, was Egypt, maybe they came from Egypt, or maybe they predated Egypt. I personally think that they were utilized in the Atlantean times, and I also think that they were passed down to the Egyptian times, because for those of you that don't know, Egypt got a lot of their understanding and spiritual, you could say spiritual awareness from the Atlantean ages, from the Atlantean civilization. So Egypt is sort of built off of the Atlantean civilization, based off of all the things that the Atlanteans knew, understood, and utilized. So I'm thinking that the monolith was utilized in the Atlantean times, and I think it was passed down to the Egyptian times, and from the Egyptian times, I think we've, had access to them. Certain people have had access to them. I'm not sure if after the Egyptian times, there may have been a point where we kind of lost touch of what the monoliths do, and we might have lost touch of a lot of ancient information. But I feel like definitely within the past, I want to say, definitely within the past 1,000 years, I believe that we have come across this information again. We have resurfaced a lot of this ancient information, and it's been, you could say, it's been in use by our government and some other people that, are able to access that information. So yeah, and that's one thing I want to say about this is when it comes to the monolith, when it comes to a lot of this ancient, when it comes to a lot of ancient artifacts, when it comes to just occult ancient understandings, secrets, truths, ideas, written down text, script that other people aren't supposed to know, The question is, why aren't people supposed to know this? And who's utilizing all this information? Who's got their hands on all this ancient text and ancient script? And that's where, that's where the corruption comes from. There is a lot of corruption in our governments. And, when it comes to, as I say in the other videos, when it comes to the A-list celebrities, when it comes to music industries, when it comes to large corporations, these are just the outer layer of the real elites, okay? Those are the puppets, okay? The real elites, the people that have financial control over the society and are highly making sure that people do not gain access to a lot of this ancient information, is going to be the Rothschilds. It's going to be the Rockefellers. It's going to be an inner Jewish rabbi, not any outer Jews, not any outer rabbis, the inner Jewish rabbis, the richest people on this earth. Okay, these are going to be the people that pay for occult information, pay for occult guidance, pay for ancient artifact, pay for control over a society. And that's exactly why we see something like a monolith appearing in Utah, and then once it's discovered, it's gone, because they have to relocate the monolith. And you're going to understand why they're going to have to relocate it once I explain what exactly the monolith is. Okay, so let me go into that. I just want to make that clear. I just want to make this context of, where the monolith's coming from. It's not an alien structure, okay? It was not necessarily brought here from aliens. You could go as far as to say that during the Atlantean times, there were aliens living on Earth. And what do I mean by that? There could have been different races of a different type of species, reptilian type. I mean, we hear about our past and we hear about the dinosaur age. So that already tells us that there was some form of reptilian that was existing at that time. If we look at our own psychology, we definitely have a reptilian mind. We have a reptilian brain. That's why sometimes with our tongues we'll go like this. That's the reptilian side of our brain that does that. So I personally believe that sometime during the Atlantean times, this is probably 10,000 to 30,000, even 50,000 years ago. This is when there was a different race. There was a different species of being. But obviously, that species isn't here thriving anymore. And it must have been because it just wasn't the right type of species that can exist on a planet like Earth and evolve the proper way it needs to evolve, and keep Earth healthy and things like that. So Earth will do, Earth itself as the planet will do massive resets when a civilization stops evolving. That's where we get the floods. That's where we get these huge, catastrophes, because it means a civilization stopped evolving and it needs to reset itself. So it's like you could almost say Earth is constantly experimenting with new things. So it's very fascinating to me. But yeah, so maybe this monolith was created by some other species that wasn't just necessarily human, and that could technically be an alien species. But I don't believe it's like the aliens that you probably think that look like E.T., have the round heads, fly in the saucers, and come to Earth. It very well, if aliens are real, I mean, I'm not saying that those things don't exist, but what I am going to say is that at some point in time, there was different species that existed on Earth. And if it was a reptilian type of species, reptilians are known for being very, very smart. They are very logical. They can be very analytical, and they're extremely smart. So if there was a lot of advanced technology here on Earth, it was most likely created from a different species that was probably going to be reptilian. And when Earth does its massive resets and a whole race dies out, it's not necessarily the whole race that dies out. I can guarantee you there were some beings that were existing during those times that had technology to leave Earth, and probably did leave Earth before the Earth reset itself. So I believe that if there was a different race that, let's say, was reptilian on Earth 10,000 to 50,000 years ago, somewhere in between that range, which is a long time ago, I personally believe that they would have had the technology to go and inhabit some other planet somewhere else outside in space, wherever that may be. And obviously some I can guarantee you some didn't leave and some died here on Earth. Okay, so I don't know. So that's just my personal belief. We're gonna find out more information, on these types of things in the future, which is gonna be awesome. But that's my personal belief, and I stand by that 100%. So once again, I believe that the monolith, there's a high chance it could have been created by a different species that was much more advanced than the human being in regards to being logical and analytical, very scientific, just very focused beings that not human like, I believe that these beings couldn't feel like we can feel. They don't have the same emotion that we have, and that's actually what makes us different. I believe that we as human beings, what sets us apart, and I'll actually make a whole video on this because people want to know. I believe what sets us apart is the fact that we can literally love something and we can literally hate something at the exact same time. Like, you can love somebody, but you can hate the fact that they're always late. Or you can love somebody and you can hate the fact that they don't put the cap on the toothpaste. We are some of the only creatures that exist that can do that. And I think that's what makes us so powerful. There's a lot of power that can come with that, because those two energies at the same time is a positive and a negative torsion field. You can think of them as different vortexes spinning in different directions. And when you create both those vortexes, that's an extremely powerful energy to create something. So I'm going to leave that there. So what is the monolith? This is where it's going to go. So the monolith is a structure. It is a metal structure. We obviously don't necessarily know exactly what kind of metal it is unless they found that out and they talked about it. I'm unaware of what kind of metal it is. But we were obviously going to be doing a lot of research on it, but obviously it disappeared again. So, but what it is a metal structure. Might even be some sort of crystal type of structure, just like a quartz crystal or any types of those quartz crystals. But what it is a psychotronic generator. Okay, so what exactly is a psychotronic generator? A psychotronic generator is a certain type of crystal. You could almost even say stone, more so crystalline though, because it has energetic properties to it. If you don't know about crystals date back very far, and they have extreme and massive amounts of energetic properties to them, in regards to they literally can interfere with the electric fields that exist around us. And the way that they interfere with these electric fields is in whatever type of crystal it is. It's going to have a different type of energetic property to it. So there really is a massive science to crystals. Okay, so what the psychotronic generator is, what the monolith is it is some form of crystalline metal structure. And it may be a certain type of metal that I don't even know, or we don't even know. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But I do know what a psychotronic generator is, and I know for a fact that is a psychotronic generator. Okay? So, and you can create psychotronic generators from different types of things as well. Like certain types of crystals, there's different types of crystals that can all be classified as psychotronic generators. Just to throw that out there as well. So what it looked like for the monolith, it looked like it was a big metal structure. But we don't know what was inside of it. There was just so much research to do on that thing, before it disappeared again. But the way that I know psychotronic generators is that you can use them with crystals. And that's actually why I have my crystals that I have right next to my bed back there. But this is what a psychotronic generator is, okay? A psychotronic generator, and mine are not obviously that. That is a massive psychotronic generator. That's huge. My crystals are on a much, you could say on a smaller scale. You could say that. But what the nature of a psychotronic generator is it sucks the life force out of every living thing. Okay? Let me say that again. A psychotronic generator its purpose and its goal and why it's created is to literally suck life force out of every single living thing. Okay, that means humans, that means plants, that means animals, that means everything that literally has a spirit, everything that is living. Okay, so they suck the life force out of every living thing, and whoever knows how to hack into the technology of the psychotronic generator, just like you can have a computer, and obviously you could look at a computer all you want. You can have a computer, but if you can't touch the computer, if you can't operate the mouse, if you can't use the computer, then what's the point of having the computer? Okay, so if you have a psychotronic generator and you know how to use the psychotronic generator, if you have the science and the understanding and the knowing of what it does and how to use it and you know what you can do with it, then the people or the person that can use the psychotronic generator can literally channel the energy that it's sucking from all life force, all the life force energy that's sucking from anything that's living. The person who knows how to use it can channel that energy into a certain group of other people. Meaning, if I had control over that psychotronic generator, I can channel that energy into myself so that I have more life force, so that I'm literally sucking life force out of every single thing around me and I'm placing it into me, and I can change the channel for me and this person, or I can change the channel for me and this person or this group of people. Whoever knows how to use the technology of the psychotronic generator and knows how to change the look, that's so funny. There's a car that's driving by right now. It says generator. Okay, the car literally says generator. But yeah, so this is how real this stuff is that I'm talking about. You know something's very real when you're talking about it and you see a direct sign of something that's like in relation to what you're talking about. Because remember, everything's energetic and everything's numbers around us, and you can manipulate those numbers. So if I'm talking about a psychotronic generator, then it would only make sense that another car will drive by that has huge words on it that say generator on it. So back to what I was saying, if you know how to use the psychotronic generator, if you know how to, just like if you know how to use the computer, you can check your email through it. You can go on your social medias through it. You can upload your YouTube videos with it. If you know how to use the psychotronic generator, you can choose where that energy, that it naturally, what they naturally do, their natural state is sucking life force out of every living thing. So you can use that energy that it's sucking away from everything and once again direct it into the avenues of life that you want it to go into. Whether that be a person, whatever it is, you can direct it into any other thing that's living and give it more life force, okay? So the reason why these psychotronic generators are so far away is because if they were close to our civilization, if they were close to our society, they would drain the life force of people very intensely. Like people would be dying. People right now are dying way younger than they should. The middle age lifespan should be 200 years. The top age lifespan should be around 400 years, okay? So most people in society are dying at the age of 70 to 90. Anywhere in between that, that is like 99.9% of where most people die. So that shows a big sign that something's wrong. There's something off. And, you know, obviously people don't question this stuff because they don't know. They don't study ancient texts. They don't study occult sciences. They don't recognize that, wait a minute, I'm supposed to live longer? That's why when you look at the Bible, all those people lived so much longer. Like lifespan used to be longer, okay? So there's people that have access to these psychotronic generators. And once again, you know, they place them far away, but if they were close, people would die even sooner. Okay, if you saw these psychotronic generators in our cities, our major cities, and just around our societies much closer, people would probably be dying at like 60 to 70 rather than 80 to 90, or maybe even 50 to 60, somewhere around there. That's how powerful these psychotronic generators are. They suck life force out of every living thing. I can't stress that enough. So that is why they're so far away, because they don't want people dying that soon, but they want them just far enough away where people can live up until the age of, once again, like 80 to 90. That average age that's been going on for how many years now? I mean, it's been hundreds of years that people have been dying around this similar time, okay? Somewhere from like 70 to, let's say, 100. That's where most people die. And that's like 99.9%. So these psychotronic generators have been around for a very long time. And once again, there are people that understand the science and the technology that understand the science and the technology behind how these psychotronic generators operate and how to use them. And once again, that's why they're so far away. They keep them far away because they pull life force out of people. They don't want people to know about it. They don't want people to find them. And two, they suck life force out. It would literally be detrimental on a society if they were closer, okay? Over time, you would see the change. But obviously, there's one psychotronic generator that we found in Utah, and then I believe there's another one that was just discovered after the other one disappeared. So you got to ask yourself the question: why is it right when we find this psychotronic generator, why does it disappear? Once again, it's because there are people that are already using this technology, and the people that are using it are the richest people in our fucking society. The richest. Once again, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Who else? The inner Jewish rabbis, the actual richest people. They are going to be the ones that are utilizing all of that technology. Okay, that's just a fact. They're the ones utilizing all that technology, and since something like that got discovered, they had to make sure, okay, they had to make sure that they got that information away. Okay, they had to make sure that they didn't let that let that stay in the public, let people study it, and not only that, they had to make sure that they took it away so that they can replace it, because they need these psychotronic generators. It provides life force, and that's why actually you'll notice a lot of the richest people, being those people that I just mentioned, tend to have longer lifespans than most average human beings. Okay, because they're utilizing high levels of information that most people don't have access to. So yeah, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up right there. I think that was good. I think I shared enough on that. I probably in the future, as we learn more about these psychotronic generators, I'll probably make some more videos on it as well. But that is the general idea of the psychotronic generator. I covered what it does. I covered why it disappeared. Obviously, if you're utilizing that on a society and it becomes public, you're going to want to take that back. And I also talked about who are the people that are controlling these types of psychotronic generators. And it all falls in the line of, once again, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, inner Jewish rabbi, and the richest people that you can imagine. Because they're the ones that we're paying our tax money to. They're the ones that are able to afford all of this occult information that they're able to afford all this occult information that the average person for sure can't afford. But they have so much money that they can pay certain types of information to not even get out to the public, to make sure that no one knows about it, so that they can utilize all of this occult knowledge and science on a society to just enhance and increase their own power. Okay, so that's where I'm going to wrap it up. Definitely look into what I'm saying. It's true. Later down the road, you'll even see how it's even more true. It'll just be, there'll be more understandings to it. There'll be more explanations to it, and you'll understand what I'm saying. So I'm glad I made this video. Other than that, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell, because I post videos as often as I can, and hit the subscribe button, because I love increasing my subscribers. And also definitely make sure you go and you check out the Patreon. The Patreon is going to be that first link at the top, once again. Then you go to the second link below. That's going to take you to the Facebook community. Request to join that. You'll click that link. You'll see a pinned post that says private group here. Click the private group. Request to join. Once I get 50 people in there, I'm going to be posting on that consistently in the form of written and in the form of pictorial quotes. So other than that, once again, I'm going to wrap it up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.